So for the first hands-on, we're going to create a couple different classes in a couple different files. And I'm going to kind of work through the first one with you, and then the second one you will do on your own. The first one we are going to call restaurant_class, and that's going to go in a Chapter 9 folder. So you're going to want to create the folder. And then once you've done that, you can go ahead and create your file. And we're going to make sure that we save it in the right spot and that we call it restaurant class.py. And pulling this over here, we have to make a class called restaurant. The init method, which is our constructor, should store two attributes, restaurant name and cuisine type. Then we need a method called describe restaurant and another one called open restaurant. So we'll start out creating a restaurant class. And then we're going to do our constructor. And remember, there's two underscores before and after init. And self refers to the object that you are creating. And our first attribute is restaurant name. And then we have cuisine type. Colon at the end. And then it is self dot restaurant name equals restaurant name. And self dot cuisine type equals cuisine type. Okay, so that is our constructor. And then we needed two additional methods. One is going to be called describe restaurant. And we have to put self in the parameter list because that represents the object that we're going to be accessing. And for describe restaurant, it needs to print the two attributes. So it doesn't really matter how you format this. It's going to be up to you. I'm going to use an F string. Self dot restaurant name. Serves. Self dot cuisine type. Food or cuisine, either one. Okay, you guys can have a different sentence. Whatever you guys decide is perfectly okay. But that is what I'm going to have for this particular method. And then the other one is open restaurant. And again, in our parameter list, we have to have self, which is the object that is calling the method. Okay, that's the object that we have access to. And for this one, we have to print a message indicating the restaurant is open. So again, I'm going to do an F string on this. And I'm just going to say the restaurant, self dot restaurant name is open. All right, so I have my class. And there's going to be two try it yourselves that we're doing with this one. So I'm going to do a little print here. For try it yourself. I'll just put exercise 9.1. And then I'll do a different one for 9.2. So it's saying make an instance. So that's an object called restaurant from my class and print the two attributes individually. So we'll do that first. So they want us to call it restaurant equals, and now we use the class name, and we have to pass it the restaurant name and a cuisine type. Okay, so I have done that. And then it wants us to print the two attributes individually. And so I'll just say the restaurant name is, and that will be restaurant, my object, dot, restaurant name. And I'm going to copy this line because I need to print the cuisine individually as well. The restaurant cuisine is restaurant dot, and then we need cuisine type right there. Okay, so I've created my object, I've printed out both of my attributes, and then I need to call both methods. So to call I'm going to call the open one first because to me that makes more sense. So I'm going to do restaurant dot open restaurant. And then I'm going to do restaurant dot describe restaurant. And hopefully I didn't make any typos. Let me run this. Oh, looks like I did. Not unusual. So I got the restaurant name is, so that worked. And it looks like I have a typo on restaurant here. The restaurant cuisine is, what doesn't it like? Has no cuisine type. Oh, I misspelled cuisine. I think I misspelled it up here. That's the thing. If you make a typo, you need to be consistent in your typos. So let me fix my spelling of cuisine. All right, I got it right there. All right, I think I'm good now. Let me try it again. There. Okay, so you can see my output. Now everything is looking good. I have cuisine spelled correctly. And I'm going to move on to exercise 9.2. All right, so what 9.2 wants us to do is use the class we created in 9.1, which is fine. Create 3 different instances from the class and call describe restaurant for each. Okay, I think you guys can handle this because there's an instance. So I copy and paste that. And then we call describe restaurant. So you need 3 of those. So you're going to have to change the restaurant, change the cuisine type, and you should have 3 different ones, and then you run it. And I will let you work through user on your own because it's very similar to what we just did.